In this video, we are going to learn how to solve multi-step equations. So the directions say to solve each equation and to check our solution. So on number 1, we have 5 parentheses x minus 1 equals 45. These parentheses right here are telling us that we need to use the distributive property. So I'm going to distribute this 5, and when we're using the distributive property, we are multiplying. 5 times x is 5x, and 5 times negative 1 is negative 5. And then I'm going to go ahead and just bring down that equals 45. Now this is the same thing that we were doing with other equations. We want to isolate the variable. So I want to get the term that has x in it by itself. So right now, I want to get 5x alone. We are subtracting 5 from 5x. How do we undo subtraction? Addition. And so I'm going to add 5 to both sides. So I'm going to bring down my 5x. Negative 5 plus 5 is 0. I'm going to bring down my equal sign. 45 plus 5 is 50. Now I want to get x by itself. X is being multiplied by 5. To undo multiplication, I'm going to do division. 5 divided by 5 is 1, so that leaves me with 1x. 50 divided by 5 is 10. So my answer is x equals 10. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to check my work. And what that means is that I'm checking to make sure that 10 is the solution. Making sure that I didn't make a mistake anywhere in here. And so to do that, you take your answer and you just plug it in for the variable. And so here, my original problem was 5 times x, which we found x was 10, minus 1 equals 45. So again, all I've done is just taken this 10 and plugged it back in here. From here, we're going to use the order of operations. Parentheses first. 5 minus 1 is 9. 5 times 9 is 45. Now we're checking to see if this is a true statement. Does 45 equal 45? It sure does. So we have done our work correctly. X equals 10 is our solution, meaning that this is our answer right here. Let's try that again. So what will be our first step on number 2? We're going to use the distributive property. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. And then I'm going to bring down my equal sign and my negative 26. I want to get the term with the variable by itself. So I want to get 2x alone. Right now, I'm subtracting 6 from 2x. How do you undo subtraction? Addition. And so I'm going to add 6 to both sides. So I'm going to bring down 2x. Negative 6 plus 6 is 0. I'm going to bring down my equal sign. Negative 26 plus 6 is negative 20. I want to get x by itself. X is being multiplied by 2. How do we undo multiplication? Division. So I'm going to divide both sides by 2 and get x is equal to negative 10. So now I'm going to take my answer that I just got here, negative 10, and I'm going to plug that back into my original equation for x. That way I can check to make sure I have the right answer. So in my original problem, we had 2 times x minus 3 equals negative 26. That's the original problem that we just solved. And when we solved it, we found that x was negative 10. So all I've done is just replace this x with negative 10. So now I'm going to use the order of operations, meaning I'm going to do parentheses first. And so I'm going to have negative 10 minus 3 is negative 13. 2 times negative 13 is negative 26. Does negative 26 equal negative 26? Yes. So we have done that correctly. Negative 10 is our solution. Negative 10 is our answer. Let's go ahead and look at number 3. This one's a little bit different. I don't have any parentheses, so I'm not going to be using the distributive property. When I look at this problem, I see that I have two terms that have variables. When they're on the same side of the equation, you need to combine like terms first. 5x and 10x are both like terms because they both have an x. What's 5x plus 10x? 15x. So I'm going to have 15x is equal to 30. From here, I want to get x by itself. X is being multiplied by 15. How do we undo multiplication? Division. Excuse me. 15 divided by 15 is 1. That's going to leave me with 1x. 30 divided by 15 is 2. So our answer is x equals 2. Let's plug that back in to check our work. So our original problem is 5x plus 10x equals 30. We found x, and when we found it, we found that it was 2. So I'm going to replace both of these x's with 2 because that's what we found. So let's check our work. 5 times 2 is 10. 10 times 2 is 20. 10 plus 20 is 30. Does 30 equal 30? Yes. So we know that we have solved for x. X equals 2 is the answer. Number 4. When I look at this one, I have two x's. Both of these x's are on the same side of my equal sign. So that means that I need to combine like terms first. 1x minus 9x is negative 8x. I'm going to bring down my negative 5. I'm going to bring down my equal sign and the 3. From here, I want to get negative 8x alone. Right now, I am subtracting 5 from negative 8x. To undo subtraction, we're going to do addition. And so we're going to have negative 8x is equal to 8. I want to get x by itself. Whoops. X is being multiplied by negative 8. To undo multiplication, I'm going to do division. Negative 8 divided by negative 8 is positive 1 because a negative divided by a negative is a positive. 1x is the same thing as x. Positive 8 divided by negative 8 is negative 1 because a positive divided by a negative is a negative. Let's go ahead and check our work. So I have my original problem is x minus 5 minus 9x is equal to 3. And I'm going to replace all of those x's with negative 1. So let's see. If I do my order of operations, I do multiplication before I do subtraction. So I'll have negative 1 minus 5. And then negative 9 minus 1, or negative 9 times negative 1 is positive 9. Negative 1 minus 5 is negative 6. Whoops, that doesn't really look like a 3. Negative 6 plus 9 is 3. 3 equals 3. So we have done this correctly.